For the past 5 days or so, since Israel launched attacks against Iran and Iran responded in kind with their own attacks against Israel, there has been this growing list of questions, I'm sure you have them too, and concerns about what is actually going on and what still might happen over the next few months, days, or even hours. I mean, last week at the onset of the strikes, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said explicitly that Israel's objective was to take out Iran's nuclear capabilities. However, since then, the Israeli military seems to have widened its targets, striking Iran's oil and gas refineries and killing much of the leadership and intelligence officers inside Iran's Revolutionary Guard. Netanyahu has notably not ruled out any actions that would bring about regime change in Iran, and that has set off alarm bells and raised the specter of the United States officially joining Israel in this war. And fears about that prospect are not at all unfounded. I mean, just today, Reuters reported that the U.S. military has begun bolstering its forces in the Middle East, including sending more fighter jets to the region. So now the bigger question is this. What exactly is Trump's endgame in all of this? Because it's going to impact all of us. Because remember, for years, Trump has branded himself as an anti-war peacemaker. He's repeatedly claimed that he was always against the war in Iraq, right from the start, which is a total lie. But in 2016, Trump stood out, partly because he said stuff like this.
Obviously, the war in Iraq was a big, fat mistake. The war in Iraq, we spent $2 trillion, thousands of lives. We don't even have it. We should have never been in Iraq. We have destabilized the Middle East.
Now, Trump continued branding himself as a peacemaker in his first term and ran on that message in the 2024 election, where he reiterated time and again that he's not only against the ongoing wars taking place around the globe, but that he would use the power of the presidency to stop them.
Upon taking office, I will also restore peace through strength. I will get that war in Ukraine settled so fast. I'll get that war settled before I even become president.
I want to see the Middle East get back to peace, and real peace, but a peace that's going to be a lasting peace.
We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into. My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker and unifier. That's what I want to be, a peacemaker and a unifier.
A peacemaker and a unifier. Not exactly the words I would use at any point in time during his presidency, either one or his public life. But that aside, fast forward to last week. And within an hour of Israel attacking Iran last Thursday, Secretary of State Marco Rubio released this statement. We are not involved in strikes against Iran, and our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. Let me be clear, Iran should not target U.S. interests or personnel. The Trump administration, loud and clear, declared that the U.S. had zero involvement in this dramatic escalation, but that arm's-length distance only lasted a few hours. Until Friday morning, when Trump, the peacemaker, self-described again, started to send a different message, that Israel's attacks against Iran were excellent and that there was more to come. Fast forward again to yesterday. After a bloody weekend of crossfire between Israel and Iran, Trump abruptly left the G7 summit in Canada a day early, announcing in advance, posting an ominous message online that appeared to suggest more carnage was to come, simply stating, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I said it over and over again. Everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran. Evacuate Tehran? I mean, it's a city of 9 million people where tens of thousands of civilians are already struggling to evacuate. Got it. And Trump continued his escalations today, posting again online, this time using the pronoun we when describing Israel's apparent success in targeting Iran. He also threatened to kill Iran's supreme leader, or didn't take it off the table, I guess is a way to describe it. Now, there's a very real issue at hand here that goes beyond rhetoric. Israel ultimately wants the U.S. to join this war because they want to attack what's considered the heart of Iran's nuclear program, the Fordo nuclear fuel enrichment plant, which is heavily fortified, built into a mountain. It's deep inside of a mountain, which means only a 30,000-pound American-made bomb carried by an American B-2 stealth bomber can even attempt to reach Fordo.